Okay, this is a second video to job 24700, Talaswood Apartments. Now that I'm back on my computer, I wanted to give the dimensions and details for the intersection work. These are the 4 ADA ramps that I showed in the first video. So I'm looking at C1.2 where it shows each ADA ramp. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I did quantities for 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm waiting for the contractor to get back to me. My question to him was, do we need to put in the crushed rock, or are they going to rip out all the existing ramps that are there and sidewalk and then get it prepped with the rock and then have us just come in and form and pour? So right now I'm going to bid it as if we are not putting the crushed rock in there, but there might be a revision one where I need to add the crushed rock in there. Okay, so let's start from the top here. Removal. Removal I have right now to be done by others, not us. Placement will be form and pour. So we're going to look at the number 1 there, which is on the northwest corner of the intersection. Okay, and I'll show you the details too here in a second. So what they're doing is, right now it's all just one big concrete area. If you watch the first video, you'll see it's all concrete. Well, now what they want to do is they want to provide some landscaping right here, right there, and right there. Okay, that's my understanding, is that they want to do that. I don't think it's concrete, but we'll check here. Hold on. Okay, to confirm that, I just looked on C1.3, and you'll see like note number 7 down there. That is the area in question, as well as on the other pages you got note number 7. Wondering if it's grass or not, and it does say under number 7 in the notes, grass buffer strip. So that means that this would be grass, that's grass, and this is grass. Okay, might be just grass up to there, possibly. All right, so at least we know that. There's going to be truncated domes here at the bottom. This is all the landing strip right here at the bottom. You can see it has dimensions. It's 5 foot towards the back and just over 6 feet out in the front. So on this first ADA ramp section, we've got a 6x2 and a 6x2 on the truncated domes. The sidewalk and the ramp, 350 square feet. I'll tell you the depth on that here in a second. Pedestrian curb, 92 feet. The pedestrian curb is what you see right here, and then coming from the street all the way here, because this is a ramp. This will end up ramping up to the existing sidewalk. This is all flat down here. It's basically all landing, and then it starts to ramp up to this point. So you've got pedestrian curb there, you got pedestrian curb in this little section here, and then you got pedestrian curb all along the back. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's typically 4 areas on every one of these that has pedestrian curb. Okay, and that pedestrian curb is 92 feet. Then you got curb and gutter. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that they can keep the existing curb and gutter as much as possible and then cut out where we're putting in the new ramps. Okay, so what I did was I measured this 6 foot, 6.16 and 6.17. This is the asphalt restoration, and I went with that dimension there. So I went up to 14 feet. Okay, I bumped it up to 14 feet, curb and gutter right here. Okay, that includes the little section that's right here on the side, and then you got in front of the ramps here. I know that that looks a little different, but I just included 14 feet. So correct me if I'm wrong on that. The other thing is the asphalt restoration, 14 by 2. And I'll give you the details on that as well. The details I'll give at the end of all this. Okay, so I just went from this side of the road on the west side, went over to the northeast side. Okay, highlighted the areas that are new. And we've got a 7x2 and a 7x2 of the truncated domes, 285 square feet of sidewalk and ramp, 80 feet of pedestrian curb, 13 feet of curb and gutter, and then asphalt restoration, a 13x2. Okay, now we're going to go across the street and start from left to right. And I'm going to show you this section now. Okay, looking at this section, they all look very similar as far as pedestrian curb and gutter, everything. Truncated domes, 6x2 and 6x2, 380 square feet of sidewalk and ramp, 75 feet of pedestrian curb, 13 feet of curb and gutter, and then asphalt restoration, 13x2. Let's just jump down here to this last one. 6x2, 6x2. You can see everything else here. Okay, that right there is supposed to be a 13x2. It looks like 7, but it's supposed to be 13x2. There, I made it 2. Okay, and that is for the southeast side of the intersection. Okay, traffic control provided by others, permits provided by others. So I'm still on C1.2, and it says up in note number 1, match into existing sidewalk, which we're doing. Saw cut 2 foot from the new curb line, new pavement per Mountain Lake Terrace, standard detail 111. So I would imagine if they're going to do all the removal, they'll get that saw cut done for us, okay, and get that asphalt removed. Like I said, there might be a revision 1 where I have to add in all the removal, but I'm waiting to see what the contractor says about what the electrical company's doing. The whole reason why they're doing all of this is because they're putting new push buttons in at the intersections for pedestrians. Okay, so we're going to look at standard detail 111. All of this, just these pages alone, will be saved into Google Drive. So here we are, sheet 111. Okay, road, driveway, and parking lot typical sections. It's weird that they went to this, but what it looks like is that, and this doesn't seem like the right detail, but maybe it is. Oh, here we go. So what I'm assuming is that we'll have 4 inches of asphalt, minimum of 2-inch lifts, but it says 6-inch minimum compacted HMA required on arterials, 4-inch compact crushed surface top course. So I'm going to say what we need to do here is, and let's include the gravel on this asphalt restoration. So I believe we're going to have to go what looks like 4 inches of compacted crushed rock, and then let's go 6 inches of asphalt, and we'll do 2 3-inch lifts on it. Okay, that's going to be the detail for all the asphalt restoration out on the road. Okay, now I'm on C1.3, where it starts to show some more dimensions on here, and it shows percentages of slope and whatnot. They're also numbered, you know, in the keynotes. For instance, the 88 landings that we talked about with the truncated dome, and in this area right here, that's note number 1. Note number 1 says those are 48 by 48 unless otherwise shown, which I just showed you. I think they're a little bit bigger than 48 by 48 inches. Not to exceed 2% slope in any direction. And then you got the sidewalk ramps. It says shall not exceed 7.5% running slope with a 1.5% max cross slope. Okay, that is right here on these, where you got the landing and then you got the ramp that starts. Okay, so it'll be on this side, and then of course over here, I believe. That says number 8, so we're going to see what that says. Oh, it just says maximum length, 15-foot ramps. So we'll know that we won't probably exceed 15 feet on a lot of these ramps. And that's just showing what that one is. Like over here, Same kind of deal on the northwest side. It says we won't exceed 15 feet on that. And then over here, note number 2 is where it talks about in the keynotes about the running slope and the cross slope. So then number 3, as you could see on here, where's note number 3? Okay, note number 3, that's out here in the front. It says cement, concrete, traffic, curb, and gutter. Okay, per Mountain Lake Terrace Standards Details 101. So here we are, Detail 101, traffic, curb, and gutter. You can see that the joints are every 10 feet. And that is your detail on the height, 12 inches on that, 6 inches at the top, 6 inches on the bottom there, okay, with a 4.5% slope on that. Okay, note number, let's see here, note number, let's see, combination curb ramp with buffer. Okay, that's note number 4 on here. Let's see, where is note number 4? Okay, note number 4 is out towards the front here. So the combination curb ramp with buffer 106. So here I'm on sheet 106, looking at the details. It's a depressed curb and gutter out at the entrance there. So depressed right there. And then, what does it show? It shows the pedestrian concrete curbing. See note number 8. Pedestrian curb may be omitted if the ground surface at the back of the curb ramp and or landing will be at the same elevation as the curb ramp or landing, and there will not be material to retain. So, we've got some curb and gutter that's going to be in this section right here. So I'm thinking what we'll probably end up doing is we'll tie into that and then wrap around with the pedestrian curb ramps. That includes the backside there as well. Okay. Let's see what else we can find here on this. So there's the landscaping. There's your curb and gutter. Then you've got the cement concrete pedestrian curb. Okay, and it looks like that is, what, 6 inches? I'm trying to find a height on this. Okay, after looking at the details, that pedestrian curb, I'm guessing is more than 6 inches. Only because as I was looking at some other areas, I was up on page 105A. And, you know, it says that that's 4 inches right there. And then you've got sidewalk right there on the landing. I don't know if that's 2 inches right there or if that's more. So I might have to ask Joe about that. I'm not positive on what the height is on that pedestrian curb, because I do not see the actual depth on that in the notes here on page 106. One thing I do see, though, on 107.A, it says on the curb ramps that the concrete is 4 inches thick. Okay, so the ramps are showing 4 inches thick. And just to confirm, on number 9, where I saw this asphalt restoration, number 9 points right there on both. And number 9 says limit of curb replacement. So, just for confirmation, we won't have to go all the way back here to remove curb and gutter. Not us, the other people, but it's only to there. So I gave the correct lineal footage on the new curb and gutter. So page 106 is going to be our detail page for what we're doing here, because that looks almost exactly like what they want us to do. You've got the grass buffer, you've got the pedestrian curb on the back, you've got the pedestrian curb on the front of the sidewalk, and then it comes out to the curb and gutter. All right. And then it says match sidewalk, 5 foot minimum. All right. I think that is it. I don't see any other depths besides the 4-inch typical on the concrete. The curb and gutter says depressed curb and gutter. That's obviously going to be a little bit different down there at the beginning, right out in the front. I think that's all I needed to provide for now. Okay, this stuff will be in Google Drive. These specific detail sheets. The site plans are already on Google Drive. And I think that's it. All right.